Hello, my name is Dale Slacker, and I figured for the introduction I would at least show you who I am at least once so you can see who's speaking. And also to explain a little bit about my journey and how I came to be speaking, what I'll be speaking about. In general, I've been searching for the meaning of life. Of course, who isn't, but some of us take it to the extreme. Also in that nature, spirituality. My journey, of course, is lifelong, so I will start with a short introduction of my life. As a young child, I had no religious upbringing of any real nature. There was a Catholicism in the family, but we did not practice per se. I believe I searched for things that were more of a psychic nature, ESPs, various things of those natures. I joined the Air Force at an early age, and life was pretty normal for me. During some hard times, I came into Christianity, which I was in for several years. During that time, if someone was to dictate my belief on it, I had no doubts. Looking back on it now, I can't say that I have much of an opinion of it. We won't go into any bashing because now I understand it. If I had to go through that, but when you believe it, believe it. It was true, and nobody persuaded me any otherwise at that time. After the Christianity fell away, and I'll briefly tell you why. When I believe something, when I try to understand it, I get into it. I don't half-heartedly believe. I just want to find out if that's everything there is, that's the truth. I should know it. So I studied it in depth. I'm an intellectual by nature, reasoning, and prefer science and logic. Sometimes the downfall is based on my belief that you find happy. When I was a Christian, I was extremely happy. But I did study it, and after doing so, came to the conclusion that there was something wrong with it. It didn't seem to fit a logical model of a deity that I could understand. So after that, I continued just offhand researches and looking, trying to understand. Came across works by Jane Roberts, Seth material. It fascinated me, and I studied it in depth as well. And the more in depth I became, the more I believed it was true. So that was my main basis of studies and understanding, and that's Jane Roberts, the Seth material. Then I became more than just a curiosity seeker. I became obsessed with it, I would say. And as a general warning to anyone looking for spiritual truth, you need help. Once you find the truth, as far as I understand it, it doesn't, or it may not lead to what you expect. But, that being said, I will give a warning about this later. But the warning is, you don't need to. You don't need to listen to me, you don't need to study anything. We're all going to pass on from this life. It is temporal, and enjoy it for what it is now, in life. It's the main point I would think across understanding that I've learned. The Jane Roberts led me to believe in a spirituality and an existence that was an eternal soul-basis type. Again, being intellectual, the things that were said by Seth made sense, but I like proof. Well, I at some point came to a point where I even wrote a book called Metaphysics from the Other Side. It's available on Amazon for as cheap as I could get it, and it's also available if you email me, and I'll send you a copy. And basically, it was my putting together of all my understandings about reality and metaphysics based upon those works and my understanding. After that time, I did teach it for a while, but what was missing was I needed proof. The scientist in me wanted to know the truth, and it needed proof to do so. So I set on an adventure to try and find at least enough proof for myself to be able to teach it ethically. I didn't like to teach things I just believed in because I'm under the understanding that my beliefs may not necessarily be true, but just beliefs. There are some things I found that are true, and I'll mention them later as well. But other than that, I needed proof that it was objectively true in this reality. Otherwise, it was just belief. And that search took me on the road for several years. And I came across Terence McKenna's teaching. And one of the things that was said there led me to DMC, dimethyltryptamine, ayahuasca, and some other things. But what he said was that it doesn't matter what you believe, you will experience something. Well, it's intriguing enough to try it, and so I did. I will mention these in later videos as well, since they're quite long and intense. And that brings me to today. Well, today I am not necessarily the end of any teaching, study of the material, it's just a transition point. I have not got the definitive proof I was looking for, and that mainly is dealing with such things as the law of attraction and creating our reality with our thoughts. I do not have the proof enough for myself to say that this is a law. There are some things, again, that I discovered I will mention. So as of now, I'm going to be wandering again. Probably in the road. I have done DMT, I have been to Peru and ayahuasca. I have experienced other things as well. I will try and put those in context. Those are subjective experiences. I'm an avid lucid dreamer, and maybe even going to what would be considered astral projection. Again, those are subjective experiences until I can bring objective proof back. They should be taken face value. That brings me to another reason why I hit the road finding proof. I was believing things, but they were secondhand. And yes, they made an intellectual sense, and they were firsthand in that sense that I experienced some of those things to be true. But I needed the first-hand experience. And after discovering some of the first-hand experience, I will say to you that you also need first-hand experience. And I will give the methods you may discover this first-hand experience if you are still interested. Thank you very much.